Colorado's good. Colorado's team is good. I'd say Texas went in there and they won that game. I wouldn't say Bama just lost. Brock Purdy is legit. He's legit. Plain and simple. Oklahoma is legit, folks. Boomer Sooner. They might be here to stack. The Chargers, right? They got all the pieces, but they're not moving the right ways. I don't know. They have all those big names, and they can't stop a parked car. He looked like dog shit out there yesterday. He's the reason we lost our coins. Josh Allen's trying to do too much. He got too cute. He really did. He got too cute. It is Russell Wilson and the Broncos. Guys, why were we acting this offseason like they were just going to be good after what we saw last year? What was going to change? All their receivers are hurt. Anyway, Russell Wilson's more worried about, what his next PR move is and, signing babies and shaking hands than he is, being a leader of his team. He doesn't even give out his phone number to his teammates. The guy's a bot.
Damn, brand new bag for bro, but I didn't pay for it. I don't like spending that cash because I'm trying to savor it.
What's going on, folks? BTL episode 313 piece. Hold the fry as always, joined by your hosts, Krabs and Javon. Presented by Pickett Sports, the best bet tracking app on the App Store and Google Play. Make sure you download it. Make sure you track your bets. Make sure you check the splits. And make sure you join the best betting community on the Pickett Sports app, W Corp. Javon, how are you feeling on this Thursday, my man?
Ready to get the coins back, man.
Yeah. To say the least. Real quick chat. Let me flash you a little two-piece for this Nats game starting up in 1 minute if you're trying to get a little two-piece in there, trying to get some action on the day slate. I'm taking Josiah Gray, more than 4 strikeouts, and I'm pairing it with my favorite square for tonight, Jay Jetta's less than half a tutty. He ain't scoring tonight. I put his less than touchdowns in the season-long meg for a reason, Javon. He ain't scoring. That's a sketchy square in a game with a high total. I'll take my chances. I think it'll be Addison once again in the red zone and not Jay Jettis tonight.
Amen. I'm definitely looking to fade Justin Jefferson today.
100%. 100%. And Josiah, Javon, he skipped his last start, so he should be a little more fresh. Maybe had 2 weeks off, to get that mind right. He was getting rocked, super inaccurate, walking people left and right. This could be huge. We might be seeing all-star Josiah Gray today for the first time in a while. That's what I'm predicting.
Would love to see it. You might need it.
Would love to see it. And yes, they do sure as hell need it because he has been atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Plain and simple. Javon, we got some sub-bangies to start out this Thursday app. Mace Mode coming in with a sub-bang, 2 months, W new face. We got Spilly coming in for an 8-month sub-bang. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Absolutely love it. Javon, let's rip the Band-Aid off, get it over with, cut the shit, and let's go over the frickin' recaps from yesterday, man. It was a bloodbath.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Absolute bloodbath. Chat, has there ever been an over that almost hit when the no-hitter went into the 9th inning? I don't know. That could be a first. But they still almost smacked it. Unbelievable. I was telling my buddy, if they score 3 runs in the top of the 9th, I'll do a cartwheel because there's no way they do it. And the A's scored 2 runs in the top of the 9th to lose this over by the hook. That one hurt.
Yeah, I was paying. It was always just the Astros TT. That hit by the skin of its teeth.
Always, Javon. But we move. Good call on Jordan. The prize picks entries definitely could have been better yesterday. We'll show the A team and the B team real quick here, folks. No bueno. But Jordan was a great call. Soto, of course, he freaking crossed the plate, Javon. And the B team was an absolute shit shot.
Yeah, of course it was. Of course it was. That's
we
why we were there.
We did smack a 2-piece, though, with LC on BTL yesterday. W call with Randy during the day, hitting a nuke late in that game. And then Drew Rom, 20-piece, hold the fry in the first. That was a great call by LC. Got to tail our goats, and she is locked in right now, folks.
So locked. Yeah,
great
Randy home run was electric.
Yes, it was huge. And yeah, Remy Lowe, I'm with you, bro. Soto, no bueno. That square is cursed. I don't think I've ever hit a Soto run square when I'm taking his less than or more than. Ever.
Yeah, so might have to hang him up for a second.
Might have to hang him up here, folks. Straight up. All right, chat. We're gonna move. We're gonna groove. We've got a ton to talk about today. No time for any fun. We're gonna do MLB slate, obviously coming up. Got to find you guys winners on this limited slate. We will talk Thursday night college football. We will talk Thursday Night Football, Vikings and Eagles at the end of the show. Don't you worry. All right, it's coming. We'll save the best for last. But first, Javon, we've got a bunch of great NFL games coming up for week 2. I wanted to go over a couple of our favorites with a couple of these categories that we came up with for the NFL and college football season. We got Snooze Fest of the weekend. We got the Mikey over of the weekend, a game we think there's going to be a ton of points. We got Blowout, Upset Alert, Prize Pick Squares of the weekend, Fading Guys, Tailing Guys. We each have our own 2-piece entry for the weekend. And then, of course, our meat on table favorite play so far for the weekend slate on the NFL. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get this done before the Tigers and Reds game starts up at 1:10 Eastern, because we're definitely going to need to talk that one out, Javon. I've got a play in it. I don't know if you're going to like it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, probably won't.
Probably won't. Real quick, though, what are your thoughts on the Tigers-Reds?
I mean, it's gross, that game, because in any situation, you don't want to back the Reds in a bullpen game situation, which I guess is not really a bullpen game. It's going to be Derek Law, and then I believe Ben Lively is going to get like a bulk kind of start, but they're bullpen. If we get into the back end of the game and it's a close game, that's the one spot I don't trust them right now, because they've had the entirety of their bullpen, like the important back inning guys, pitched the last 2 days in 1-run games, because that's really all they play. Abrams, there we go. He's him.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a tough situation. I think this is a big live bet game. I do think the Reds are going to keep it very close. I don't think they're going to get blown out. I think Lively pitches pretty well, and it's a close game, like every single game they always play. And then I'll probably, depending on where we are at towards the end of the show, I might live bet somebody there.
Ooh, a little live cheese action? Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, the bullpen actually for the Reds has been really good.
Recently.
Shockingly.
For now.
Shockingly. Yeah, for now.
We'll see how long that lasts. We got another sub bang from TJ Mixer 12. Let's go, my man. 15 months of being in federal prison. When can I get out? Well, you're probably been out this week with all the squad ride L's. But TJ, you know we're coming back with the heat today. Got plenty of options. NFL, college football, MLB, the whole 9 yards, folks. We're finding you a freaking winner for the squad ride. That's the most important thing today. All right, plain and simple. Hype train. Let's freaking go, guys. W's. Appreciate you as always. If you're in here every day, if you're an OG, I know you guys got group chats with your buddies. Share the show, all right? Send it in the freaking group chat. Send the link. Say, yo, let's get surgical this afternoon during lunch, and let's find some freaking winners. Share the live. It helps more than you guys know, okay? W's, make sure you guys subscribe as well. Let's go ahead and move and groove into the NFL talk, Javon, before we dive balls deep into MLB, all right? Let's talk some NFL snooze fests of the weekend, my man. 2 games we see, no points, no fun, only unders in these 2, Javon. I'm taking the square under the weekend, in my opinion. This is the one that looks super easy on paper, but I don't give a hoot. The fact that Sam Howell has to go play on the road in Denver for the first time in his career, that's no bueno. After how he looked last week, I'd be shocked if Bethune doesn't switch up the game plan a little bit and run the ball a little more. And to be honest with you, with Pat Surtain there in the secondary for Denver, I kind of hope they do. So the clock's going to be ticking the whole time. I think they're going to be leaning on B-Rob and Gibby a little bit more in this one and not really taking as many shots with Hal because he looked atrocious. And against that secondary, you don't want to be doing that anyways. And I also think the Manders defense will stand up and be dominant against Denver. I think they'll keep them, below 15 or 17 points in this matchup. Give me the under 39. The totals come down already like 4 points in this one.
Yeah, I mean, it should. That's going to be a disgusting game to watch.
Yeah.
So gross.
Yep. It's going to suck, and that's why it's the snooze fest of the weekend, folks. Javon, what do you got?
Yeah, I went with Jets-Cowboys, which is what it's supposed to say under there. But, yeah, this is going to be, I think, from the Cowboys. Like, I do kind of in the back of my mind think the Jets are going to keep it close, at least for parts of the game. Everybody is hammering the Cowboys this week, expectedly so, and I think they do kind of pull away towards the end, but this is going to be like a kind of try to not lose approach from the Cowboys because they know or they've seen, Zach Wilson, which I do think is going to be better in this offense going forward. Maybe not straight out the gate in the immediate, but we saw how dominant their defense can be. They're going to lean on that. They're not going to put Dak in positions against a really good secondary and a really good front seven for that matter to where the turnovers are going to become an issue. So they're going to run the ball and they'll be very conservative with their play calling and try to let Zach Wilson beat them pretty much. They're going to make sure that they don't beat themselves. There's going to be a lot of run the football, a lot of get Dak into rhythm with short throws, not really going to push him too much down the field, like I said, against that really good secondary. So it's going to be tough sledding, and that's kind of the way they want it to be. So I don't see many points, even if the Cowboys blow them out of the water, coming from both sides.
Okay, I'm with it. I think there'll be limited points in this game from both sides. I think the Jets might shock some people as well. Keep that one within the number, but we'll save that for last. Let's keep moving and grooving, Javon. Let's go ahead and pull up our Mikey over of the weekend. Points. I think we'll see points from both the 49ers and the Rams this weekend, Javon. I'll be honest, I was impressed with McVay and Stafford to put up that many points against Seattle in that secondary. That's pretty decent, although I am low on Seattle. I was impressed by the Rams. They came out hot. They put up some points. Even without Cooper Kupp, they got it done with that, very young receiving core. Much better than I expected without Cooper Kupp. I'm in on their offense, even against San Francisco. I'll take the veteran, and I'll take one of the best coaches in football, Sean McVay, to craft up a way to put up at least 17 points in this game. And I'll tell you what, the 49ers might hit this over themselves against this Rams defense. So give me the over. This is my favorite over of the weekend. There's going to be plenty of points between San Fran and the Rams.
Yeah, I like that. I probably would have put it as mine if you didn't have it on there. I think it's going to be a little shootout for parts of the game, so I'm with it. Very rare primetime overs that'll back, I guess, are this weekend, or I guess maybe starting today.
Yeah.
But Sunday night, I think we get one too, and it's really not all having to do with how explosive the Dolphins, looked last week against a terrible Chargers defense and how well they performed to this point. And the skill position players they have. If Tua's on, he's going to be on. This is a much tougher defense he's going to face. 100% get that, but I believe the Patriots offense is going to play really well, especially against the front seven of the Dolphins. It's been pretty weak. So I do think they get into rhythm. I really liked what I saw from Mac Jones. Seems like Kendrick Bourne has kind of been unlocked too, which as a Patriots fan, I know a lot of people have been waiting to see happen. So I think the Patriots offense is going to be better than people expect and kind of force the Dolphins to react. And I do think they're going to hold up their end of the deal. They're not going to put up, 40 almost points like they did against the Chargers. It's not going to be that easy, but I think we're going to see more back and forth than people initially think in this game. The public loves the Dolphins. I think the Patriots hang in there, but I think it's because of their offense, to be honest with you.
Okay, I'm with it. And you know what? I was kind of impressed by the Patriots offense a little bit too against the Eagles. They did enough. Mac Jones moved the ball. Ramondre's decent. I'm with it. And we know the Dolphins are going to score.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing for the Patriots too, I think their run game is going to be really comfortable against the Dolphins, which for Mac Jones, you don't want to win a game with Mac Jones solely kind of as you're backing there offensively. So I think he'll have that as a crush a little bit, which is a great thing against a pretty weak defense.
100%. Real quick, I guess our guy Zay doesn't like this over in San Fran and LA, which is probably a good thing. But the total's up 1.5 here, folks. Last year, when the 49ers defense was just as good and when the Rams offense was just as bad with no Cooper Kupp, the over hit in this game easily. So I don't really see a difference here, and I trust Matt Stafford and McVay to be able to put up at least 17 in this matchup. Give me the over. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, their defense was good. It wasn't great. It was more Steelers bad and Kenny Pickett bad because they were trying to really outperform what they were able to do. So, I mean, it's tough sledding for everybody. I mean, I say they were not the best defensive performance of the week by far. There was a couple teams that looked significantly better, but it's more Steelers.
Okay. W's. Let's keep moving and grooving. And I'm so with you. The Steelers look like news in week 1. Chat, let me know when Josiah gets any strikeouts, or if he does. Or let me know when he gets any walks. And there's one strikeout. There we go.
There you go.
First batter of the game.
Immediate K.
That's what I'm talking about, Javon. That's how we start out today. Chat, we're coming in different today. Thursday, we're winning. Plain and simple. We got football on tonight. We're hitting stars to start games, all right? We're not losing anymore. 3 squad ride L's in a row. Throw that shit out the window. It's not happening. We're bouncing back today. Plain and simple. Let's keep moving and grooving, Javon. Let's go to the blowout of the weekend. 2 teams we think are going to dominate on this weekend's Week 2 NFL slate. Javon, I think the Bengals are going to absolutely light up the scoreboard against the Ravens with Baltimore coming in on the road here. We saw how poor the Bengals looked against the Browns in Week 1, but that game was in a freaking monsoon. I'm willing to, put it to the side, and I do like the spread in this game. I think it's very, very telling to see the Bengals moving up to -3.5 here against a Ravens team that took care of business in week 1. And I do think no J.K. Dobbins is going to hurt this team more than people think. Mark Andrews still pretty banged up. Yeah, Zay Flowers played great, but Jamar Chase and co. played atrocious. Joe Burrow probably can't sleep at night this entire week. He got a haircut. He's coming in this week fresh. Bad vibes are gone from week 1. They're throwing him out the window in that monsoon game. It's pretty much like week 1 for the Bengals, and it's at home against a Ravens team without their starting RB. I think Cincy wins this one big. I might be looking to take an alt line here, folks.
I fucking bet.
Dude, get your Ravens ass out of here. Get him out.
That's tough.
Get him out. Smell you. Javon, thoughts on the Bengals?
Yeah, I mean, I like the Bengals this week. The one thing for the Ravens is, like, if you look at some of the win rates of their defensive line last week, they were some of the worst in the league. They got absolutely zero pressure. There's nobody on that defensive line that really stood out at all, and that was against, obviously, I wouldn't say a much worse offensive line, but a bad offensive line at that with the Texans. So against the Bengals with Joe Burrow, that was kind of the first key, that in the rain. There we go, great 2Ks.
2Ks, come on.
Huge. But yeah, that was the key, and that always is the key to keeping Joe Burrow comfortable, is if you can get any sort of pressure relieved from his offensive line. So the Browns got plenty of pressure, and it was rainy, so that was a recipe for disaster. If he's clean in the pocket, they're going to put up a lot of points. There's no reason to be worried about the Bengals just yet.
And tell me why you're not worried about the Bills just yet.
Yeah, we shouldn't be worried about the Bills just yet, to be honest with you. They're going to show out in this game, and it's not just a same thing like everybody is saying with the Chiefs, that there's no shot they start 0-2. Obviously, it's a much different matchup. The Chiefs are playing the Jags on the road. The Bengals or the Bills are playing the Raiders at home. They have a chance to exploit this defense. And honestly, I saw a lot of good things from the Bills that didn't include Josh Allen's turnovers. Honestly, the run game, which I'm usually pretty skeptical about, and everybody should be year in, year out, it's always overhyped every year, looked good against a really good front seven, too, especially when they're going to the outside, which is a big point of weakness for a lot of this Raiders defense. They also have linebackers that are not going to be able to cover either of the tight ends there. Their deep shot's going to be exposed. I think you can finally get a good game from Gabe Davis, who's kind of in and out of the game. They're going to jump on him. They're going to jump on him early and often in this game. So I think this is a absolute destruction. It's their get back.
Let's freaking go. And chat, we will go over that Reds and Tigers game soon. Don't you worry. We're going to finish up this segment and get them done before the games start up. No stress. And I'm with you on the Bills. I probably would have taken that as well if I didn't love the Bengals. These are two of the best looks, in my opinion, Chad, if you're trying to take a team to blow somebody out this weekend in NFL Week 10. Love these plays. Let's keep moving and grooving. Let's go to upset alert, Javon. Two teams we think are pulling off a little upset in Week 2. I'll get it started off. I like the Jags, not only to cover the 3.5, but I like the Jags outright as well in this spot. Javon, you hit the nail on the head talking about this game a couple of days ago. Everyone's saying, yo, lock in this bet, lock in the Chiefs -3, hurry up, the line's going to move when Travis Kelce gets rolled in, or the line's going to move when Chris Jones is officially playing in this game. Guys, I don't give a hoot, okay? The Chiefs always do this. They start out the season slow. Their defense looks like crap for the first month. Their offense, Pat Mahomes, everyone looks sketchy, and we say the same thing, is the Chiefs or are the Chiefs okay? All right, we do the same song and dance every single season. It's ridiculous, all right? I'm willing to lean into that narrative at this point, Javon, and fade the Chiefs early in the season before they get going and get that locomotive train rolling with Pat Mahomes and that elite offense, okay? Especially with a banged-up Travis Kelce. So give me the Jags. I really think these teams are very similar, right? The Jags, their defense, nothing special. Their D-line is not great, I guess. Their O-line is pretty mid, but so is the Chiefs. So a lot of these teams' strengths are not going to outweigh, the weaknesses here of the Jags. And I do think they could win this game outright at home. I love the spot for Trevor Lawrence. And I think the Jags, although I'm not high on them, start the season off 2-0.
Yeah, I'm in. I will say, the Chiefs' defense kind of impressed me. I don't know if it was more just them being good. Their defensive line looked pretty solid, albeit against the Lions. Their offense looked pretty pitiful too. So it's a little bit of them both. But I definitely see all of the tweets that are saying the same exact thing, and that usually does not go very well. So I'll say that. But I'm going with the Falcons, who are a short underdog here, sitting at +1. And I'll start it with saying I'm not at all a Jordan Love hater. I think he's really good, and he's going to be really good in this offense. But this is a really tough defensive task, and I've been preaching about that all offseason or coming into the season. The run defense, I think, is going to be really good against a lot of A.J. Dillon, I can only assume, even if Aaron Jones is good to go. I think they're going to use him more in a passing role, or what they've been doing a lot to unlock him, at least against the Bears. So, yes, this is obviously a much tougher defensive challenge. The Falcons, their secondary looked great against the Panthers. Yes, it's the Panthers, but you watch that game, it's a lot different of a look than you've gotten from years past. They're going to keep everything in front of them, and they're going to use safeties to kind of rotate and force Jordan Love into some mistakes, which he had a couple of those against the Bears on simply just bad throws, especially across the middle. They just weren't able to take advantage of it, and I think the Falcons will. So I like them this week, especially, offensively too. I think the key to the Falcons having any sort of success is getting Ritter comfortable, and you're going to get that unlocked with a really big Bijan Robinson game and Tyler Algier for what it's worth too. So at home, I think the Falcons get this one, and I love Jordan Love and the Packers, but a little overreaction, I think, as much as the public is valuing Jordan Love and the Packers.
I'm with you. I will say, Javon, since we talked this morning, Falcons are now a favorite in this game. They flipped to -1, literally during BTL or right before when we made these freaking graphics. You can't make it up. They're now a favorite. Something's going on. Maybe Aaron Jones probably out. Maybe that's official. Maybe the books
that could be something. Yeah, but yeah, when we made this, they're +1.
Yep, so that's all right.
That's why they're on there. But yeah,
that's all right. I still like it. Let's keep moving and grooving, Javon. 2 more segments, and then we got an MLB game starting up in 15. I promise, chat, we'll get to it. I got a play in it I love. All right, stay patient with us. Let's talk about some Prize Pick squares we like for the weekend, and then we're going to do meat on tape, favorite play, and then we'll move to MLBs. But Javon, we crafted up a couple 2 pieces here. One fading a guy and one tailing a guy on Prize Picks. I'll get it started off with the GOAT. It's time we show Tress Way some respect. He deserves to go first here, Javon. He is the best punter I've ever seen. Even if he doesn't punt the ball great, it always ends up inside the 10. He is a freak. He's got a lucky foot, plain and simple. Dude's a stud, captain of our team, oldest guy on our team. And like I said earlier, guys, this game is soaring under. Sam Howell's going to struggle. The offenses are going to be, non-existent from both sides in this game, but especially the Manders, in my opinion. Love the under, and I love Tress Way to get more than 5 punts in this game. Guys, he had 7 last week. 7. I always say this, I'm not even joking, but get our best player out there on the field. It's Tress Way. It has been for years. We utilize him all the time, Javon, and I'll tell you what, I feel this one in my plums. He's punting the ball 7 or 8 times against the Broncos. Very good defense, a step up from the Cardinals. This one's going to absolutely smack. Tress Way is the GOAT.
That's a crazy
Always
comment.
baked crabs as a foot guy. I freaking know.
Crazy comment. Insane.
Unbelievable. And then I got Tyreek Hill, less than half a touchdown. I found the weirdest square on the boards, although I do like the over in that game, Javon, and I do think the Dolphins are going to put up serious points. I think Bill Belichick is going to say, let's take out their number 1 weapon. Let's let somebody else beat us, whether it's Waddle, whether it's the ground, whether it's Tua hitting his other secondary receivers. Bill Belichick is going to sell out and say it's not going to be Tyreek. That's the only chance they have. They're going to strap him up, double cover him the entire game. And I do think they'll limit Tyreek, and it's going to be Waddle and co. really coming through for the Dolphins. Give me Tyreek Hill less than half a touchdown this weekend.
There you go. That square is strange he's being up, but
yeah,
you can stop Tyreek Hill. It's hard to do it, but you can do it. He's just going to let nothing beat him over the top. So we'll see how that plays out. I went with Kincaid over receiving yards. I'm going to take a lot of Bill stuff this week. And like I talked about the linebackers for the Raiders, none of them can cover any athletic tight end, which is the reason why we saw, I guess, less athletic tight ends for the Broncos kind of tear them apart. And with the Bills, they're going to run the ball. They're going to move the ball down the field. They're not going to have to beat them deep, but they'll take those shots when they need to or when they can with Gabe Davis or maybe even the digs downfield. But I think they're just going to chunk this offense with a lot of Kincaid, especially on the outside, which they worked him a lot in last week against a much tougher defense. So I think you're going to get Josh Allen feeding both him and Knox, but I do like the Kincaid angle a little more. So I went with that for my over. Then Brian
Am I
Robinson.
good to start him in fantasy this week if I have shitty tight ends?
Who's your options?
Dalton Kincaid, Logan Thomas. Those are my 2 main options.
Logan Thomas might not be in uniform pretty much. Like you won't even know. You won't even know he's on the field. And
yeah,
that's tough. So I would definitely start Kincaid. I do think that's a question. But yeah, him, and then I took Brian Robinson, or we'll take Brian Robinson's under. Like how horrendous I mean, Sam Howell looked at times. You have a really bad Washington offensive line as well, and then like what are the Broncos going to do? They're going to stack the box and make Sam Howell beat him with his arm. So like I don't like many offensive things in this game, and I wouldn't hate fading a lot of them. Sam Howell, I don't like either of the receivers. When you're talking about Dotson or Terry, it's just going to be tough sledding for this Commanders offense for a lot of this game. And Brian Robinson, who really wasn't very efficient despite barely going over his number in week 1 against the Cardinals, obviously a much easier matchup for any running back. He's going to be shut down by this Broncos defense.
Agreed. I agree. But I do think, and I will say, as I'm seeing a run, I think Jack Sawinski just hit a nuke for the Pirates. I freaking bet. I will say, though, Javon, Antonio Gibson's in the doghouse after fumbling last week. He barely played after that. So wouldn't be surprised if it is going to be majority B-Rob. But either way, they're going to have a heck of a time running through that D-line.
Yeah, I mean, it was last week, too. And he barely sniffed this number. So I'm not too worried about that. I just don't think he's going to be efficient enough.
I'm with you. Okay. W's chat. Here's some prize pick squares we like for the weekend, some early looks. You guys know we're going to post some plays, though, when we get closer to the games. But right now, we like Tressway and Tyreek, Dalton Cade, and B-Rob. Okay. One more segment here, and then we're going MLB chat. Let's go to Meat on Tape. Favorite play of the weekend as of right now. I'll get it kicked off. I don't give a hoot who's playing quarterback for the Jets this weekend. I don't care if it's Joe Flacco. I don't care if it's Zach Wilson. I don't care if it's a DoorDash driver. It doesn't matter with that defense, okay? And the Cowboys just won 40-0 against the measly Giants, who looked atrocious. They're going to come in fat, happy, and complacent to this game, thinking they got an easy win with no Aaron Rodgers coming into town. Well, I think Zach Wilson has shown some great signs, not only in the last game, but in the preseason as well. He's shown growth. He's had an offseason with Aaron Rodgers. If he can improve or be better than what we've seen out of him in years past, the guy doesn't belong in the league. And I still believe in him. I think he'll be okay enough. And I really think this is more of just a fade on the Cowboys, with them coming in thinking they're the best team in the league after last week. And I don't blame them, but it's a great spot bet for the Jets. I just simply think this is too many points. It's maybe the grossest bet on the slate, but they'll keep it within 10 in this matchup in Dallas.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah,
somebody's got to do it. Yeah, rooting for you on that one, possibly. I went with the Bills scoring a touchdown in the first quarter. I've already seen it.
Ooh.
I think early and often, especially when you come out home opener, scripted plays, or at least scripted first couple drives here, they're going to come out and they're going to get them in situations where Josh Allen is going to be comfortable. There's a reason why we talked about that no interception play, and it keeps dropping in juice. It's now off the board on Prize Picks. I think they're going to come out. They're going to get them a lot in the short game. Obviously, use a lot of Cook as well towards the outside where the Raiders are very weak. They're going to have a multiple-pronged attack that's going to work very well early against this Raiders defense that's pretty prone to everything they're going to throw at them. So I think early in this game especially, you can get a lot of value here with the Bills. I think they get settled in, obviously at home, a little easy in this one. So I think they're scoring the second they touch the ball.
Is this plus check?
No, it's like minus 120. I wish it was plus check. But.
Wow. I love that angle, Javon. Scripted plays, if they can't come out and score on that first drive, they aren't the Buffalo Bills we think they are.
Yeah, I don't think the Raiders are going to have the easiest time either. So I think it's going to be, at least early in this game, a lot of TOP for Josh Allen on the offense.
I'm with you. W's. That's so cheeky. It just might work, Javon. I've got the nastiest play on the board. You got the cheekiest one on the board. Let's go 2-0.
Yeah, why not?
W's. All right, chat, let's move on to MLB. We got a game starting up in 10 minutes. Plain and simple. Real quick, though, Javon, before we dive into Reds and Tigers, rumor has it that MLB season entry might have smacked, barring any Cal Quantrill or Jordan BS, right? Yep. Let's go ahead and flash it. Let's take a peep at it. It's looking glorious, Javon. Run us through this. How are we looking?
Yeah, I mean, Semion's green. Manoah, if he comes back, I mean, it's not really going to make a difference. So he's green. We got one more on the board, I believe, for Jordan. So he's just got to slow down. But even if he goes over, that would be like a historic, ridiculous pace. So if that happens, you tip your cap to it. But still like your chances there. Logan Gilbert, absolute legacy cash for him. Cal Quantrill's been pitching pretty well, but I mean, he could go, I think the threshold is like 30-something scoreless innings straight to go under his ERA. So we're looking pretty good there. And then Matt Olson, of course, soared. So we Not going to cash it yet because you still got guys that are playing ball for a couple more weeks here, but loving the spot that we're at, hoping for a little BTO entry cash.
Great spot, folks. Love where we're at, chat. Hope you guys tailed this. We're not done yet, but we're getting close to the table. Plain and simple.
Yeah, we're pushing.
Right? W's, we're pushing. All right, let's go to Cincy and Detroit, folks. JR Cleve, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Cincy versus Detroit. Is the meat still glued in this one, Javon? I hope it's not.
I don't know. I wouldn't fade this team right now. I'll be honest with you. And I know you want to, and I know it makes plenty of sense. Yeah, that's a great looking lineup. That's one of the better ones they put out. But I can understand.
That line keeps moving towards Detroit.
I would hope so. I mean, it's a Reds bullpen-ish game after they've used their entire bullpen the last handful of days. So, I get it. That's why a lot of people are betting against them in this game. So, I get it. I respect it. I would probably just lean, if you want to back the Reds to do anything against who's coming out of the pen / openings and bulking for the Reds, I think you just like runs here. So, I mean, I think that's just the way to approach it, if anything, if you like the Tigers to put up runs. Because I do think the Reds are going to score against Reese Olson. Reese Olson's really struggled, especially with teams kind of built like the Reds, especially lately. Like, the thing that I like about the Reds right now, other than the fact they're just winning games, they're a lot more patient than when they were striking out 15 times a game in that little stretch where they're pitiful offensively. Obviously, they got like a couple guys back, like India isn't back in the lineup, who he's been great. So against Reese Olson, I think that's going to be a little bit of a problem. But on the other side, you do have Derek Law, Ben Lively, and God knows who's coming out of the bullpen to kind of end the game. So it's again, that's why I'm hesitant to fade the Reds, not just because it's glued, but the offense. It seems like a live reaction spot.
I'm locking in the Tigers on the ML, Javon. I have to do it. I have to take them in this spot. That line's moving like crazy right before first pitch, which is a great sign. The splits look nice. Fading the Reds. I know it's not, a great recipe for success right now. They're on a nice little streak. Maybe they're back. They're back in the playoffs, right? But I have to take Reese Olson in this spot and the Tigers, who are way worse than the Reds. I don't care what the records are. I don't care, if the Reds have a bullpen game here. It's still the Tigers as a favorite against a playoff team. Got to back them. System play.
Fair. They were minus 140 yesterday, though, just to be fair.
The Tigers were?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they should have won that game probably. There's some replay BS in that one. But doesn't mean they can't win today. I can't stay off of it. I really can't. I won't nuke it. Won you on the Tigers ML, but I have to play a chat. I have to play. I don't have a choice. I'm in. All right. Javon, take us through the MLB slate. I know there's no cheat sheet today with limited games, but take us through. I'll chime in when I got winners and plays, but give the people MLB winners, and then, guys, we'll do college football and Thursday night football, NFL, towards the end. Okay?
Yeah, there's definitely no cheat sheet because this slate is moose.
Yep.
To put it lightly. I don't like it at all. Which I was hoping that yesterday I could get one out because I haven't had one in a couple of days for a multitude of reasons. But yeah, the slate is super tough. I mean, the first game that catches my eye is this Marlins Brewers game with Yuri Perez against Adrian Hauser, which I was surprised. There's a lot of bets on the Brewers, which was definitely shocking to me after the way this series kind of played out with a lot of pitching kind of taking the reins. Yuri Perez, a guy who's been absolutely fantastic since he's come back. Second time made some adjustments, which he wasn't bad the first time around either, but against this Brewers lineup, it's definitely a recipe for success for him. So I do lean the Marlins here. Not something that I love necessarily, but I do think their bats wake up today a little bit against Hauser. It's kind of going to be a big question mark. Can they be patient or not? So I do like them there. Another relative pitching matchup that we've seen, or we will see, I think, is in Queens today. Kodai Senga against Merrill Kelly. This total is down to 10 or down to 7 for a reason. We have Kodai Senga, who's ridiculous at home. You can go back up. It's right above the Rays game. But Kodai Senga is ridiculous, or right above the Jays game. Kodai Senga has been ridiculous at home, and Merrill Kelly against this offense, I think it can be really, really good. It's kind of the guy that you want, the guy that's going to pump a lot of fastballs, use his command to his advantage. The Mets are really aggressive, especially when we get to the bottom of that lineup. So I do think this is kind of the square under that I would take at least through the first 5 because these bullpens are absolutely horrendous, especially when you talk about the D-backs, who's not only their bullpen's bad, but they also manage it very poorly. So I always don't want to get involved with that. But yeah, I do think this is kind of the square over that I would take in this game, and I wouldn't shy away from backing Senga. Also, definitely rooting for a loss because we need NL wildcard team losses. So D-backs, I would love if they took an L here. The one square under that I don't know if I'd necessarily like is Nathan Eovaldi, Kevin Gausman today with Jays Rangers. Super interesting game because the Jays are trying to avoid getting swept in probably the biggest series of their season. Not just getting swept, but they're down 3-0. This is a 4-game series. So, I mean, the Rangers have really struggled all season to sweep teams. But this is an interesting spot. But both of these pitchers, I think, are going to be in for a little bit of a tough day, at least early, because both these teams are a little patient, especially when you talk about the Rangers on the side of things. Kevin Gausman, if he doesn't have his command, he's going to struggle against this lineup, frankly. I mean, this lineup who I don't want to fade them right now because they're seeing the ball well, kind of one of those streaks that I think you ride until they start cooling down, especially in a series like this. So I'm not willing to go with the Jays necessarily, but I don't think Gausman pitches all that well, and I don't think Eovaldi's going to pitch fantastic. And he's come back, and the one thing you're used to with Nathan Eovaldi is generating a lot of whiffs, a lot of strikes, a lot of strikeouts, which those have been there in part, but also the hard contact's been in there in part, which is interesting against a Jays team that's been striking out a little less, even as they've been kind of offensively regressing throughout this little last stretch of the season, the last handful of weeks. So I do think the Rangers are going to score off of Kevin Gausman. So it's going to be a little back and forth kind of late in the game. I don't want to take the Rangers to sweep a 4-game series, biggest one
Team
of the
total?
season in the AL wildcard race. But yeah, I don't mind the team total. I just think this is the one of the shorter kind of or lower lines we're talking about as far as totals go that I would lean some runs being scored the most at the least. So I do like runs there. Another, I guess, lowish total in a massive, massive series. Rays, Orioles, Savali, Kyle Bradish. I don't love what I've seen from Savali lately, to be honest with you. He's one of the guys that's very pitch dependent. Curveball has been a big part of his strikeout stuff. And whenever he's faced a team that is good against the curveball, he's been giving up a lot more contact, and it's gotten hit very hard. So I have my worries about the Orioles or worries about the Rays and Savali today. And obviously this Heston Kjerstad being called up could be a massive boost to them in the lineup. So that could be huge. Especially, I mean, he's just such a raw, pure hitter. Like he's so good. But I do worry about Savali today. Again, the Orioles, I believe, are top 5 and have been top 5 for a solid month and a half now. Really, the stretch of the season, they've been really good, kind of hanging just outside the top 5 against curveballs. And you can see that every time they face a pitcher that's not named Adam Wainwright. So Savali is not going to be the same type of pitcher, but they're going to hit him, I think, pretty well. So I think there's a reason why the Orioles, who all of a sudden can't touch a baseball, are gaining a little bit of steam here, up to minus 135, minus 140 against the Rays. You're on one of the hottest streaks since the beginning of the season. So I do lean Orioles here, as much as it pains me to say, but this is also going to be a super cool series. This is a 4-game series that'll probably decide the division in the end of things. So I like that, or don't love it, but it's the Orioles.
And real quick, Javon, our guy Arian, he's a new guy. First-time chatter. Guys, I'm new here. Where can I find the full list of MLB picks by these two guys? Arian, follow me on Pickett. Follow both of us on Pickett, Pikkit. Somebody in chat, mods, or I can get it going. I'll drop the link for Pickett. That's where you could track my straight bets. You could track Javon's prize picks entries and follow us both on Twitter. They're right below us on the cameras here at Krabs_bets and at Javon_Deeb for all of our plays, my man. Okay? Follow us on Twitter. All right? We do come on here. We recap. We talk about our plays. We put up our best bets. But follow us on Twitter and follow us on Pickett and use code Shelly, use code Javon to sign up for Pickett. It's free. Best bet tracking app out there by far. And I think we got another Josiah strikeout, folks. Let's go. Josiah's back. That's what I'm talking about. Hope I can download the app from Germany. I don't know about that one, Arian. I'll be honest with you.
Question.
If you can't, your best bet is to follow us on Twitter, my man. Follow us on Twitter. All right, our ats are right under our little video. Okay, follow us on there. W's. Let's keep moving and grooving.
Yeah, let's keep moving. Next one that I probably have an angle in at the very least. this Twins White Sox game, I like runs in this game, and I struggle with finding a way to back the Twins because we do have Jose Urena kind of coming back into the fold. Everybody's one of their favorite turkey tossers, which this guy, I think he's going to struggle today, to be honest with you. But something in the back of my mind is telling me the White Sox hang in the game, and I really don't want to lay the juice with the Twins at that price. So probably going to go with the under here. Definitely going to tap into some props as well. I have on my best bets Jorge Polanco over half a run, which has always tweeted us very well. But Jose Urena is a guy who gives up a lot of hard contact to lefties. It's like he's a pretty big platoon guy. So Jorge Polanco's a lefty. You're going to see a couple of lefties probably stacked around that lineup in front of him, whether they put Kirilloff at the front, Max Kepler is going to be looming, a lot of those guys. Julian, I assume, is going to be leading off. He's been seeing the ball really well, too. So I think it's going to be a little bit of an onslaught at points for the Twins against Urena today, but not juicy and willing to lay. I do think the White Sox are going to be pesky against Kenta Maeda at 2. Especially when you get into the Twins, another one of those teams that their bullpen is not great, but it's also grossly mismanaged. So I'm down to bring that into the fold as well. But I do think Jose Urena gets tapped up a little bit in his little return to the majors.
How many attempts, how many freaking, tries is Urena going to get in the league? This guy is a garbage can out there on the mound. Oh,
well, he's like, yeah, well,
I haven't said his name yet. And we got Gray's 5th K in the 3rd inning, folks. Let's bang that shit. That was the easiest prize pick square on the board. W. Javon talking me off the earned runs, telling me to go with the strikeouts instead. Guys, Josiah Gray is so back. 5 strikeouts, and we're not even through 3 innings. Let's fucking go. There it is. Huge. You can't touch it. It's Gray Day, folks. He's freaking balling. I hope you took that entry. I hope you took it. Huge. Let's freaking go, Javon. 5+ Ks on FD for plus 120. Yes. Javon, keep going through the MLB games. And chat has also asked for Yankees and Red Sox talk, which I'm sure you're going to get to.
I mean, I'm going to get to it to a degree. I just don't know what to think about that game, to be honest with you, or at least the first one, which we really know what's going on there. Michael King opening for pretty much a bullpen game of the Yankees, and then Tanner Houck coming in. And, yeah, that's pretty devastating news for the Yankees, which we kind of knew was going to happen. Yeah, it kind of sucks. But same relative matchup, I guess, on Tanner Houck's side as yesterday. Like, I think there's going to be plenty of balls in play, which is kind of not great for Tanner Houck when he's at his best. He's generating a lot of whiffs. So, I probably lean Yankees, if anything, in game 1, but I really don't care for it. I think it's going to be weird. There's going to be stuff late in that game. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a neck and neck game, like through the first 5 or through the starters / main bulk guy, whoever it has for the Yankees. And then something strange happens to the other game. But that's not a game that I want to get involved in. So I skipped it for a purpose there. And then last game here, in Coors, Logan Webb, Chase Anderson, Giants, Rockies. I like the Rockies on the run line, which I'm taking that, but I honestly think they have a pretty good shot to win this game. Logan Webb against a lot of these hitters. I mean, you could look at like his last handful of starts, I guess, and say he hasn't been as good because his metrics have been actually really bad, which one of those starts includes the Braves hitting him up pretty hard, which they do that to everybody. But he's been struggling a little bit if you look at some of his metrics, especially he's a massive sinker baller. He's struggled to keep the ball on the ground as much as he was kind of early in the season. So he's had a couple of games now. He's coming off of a really good performance against the Rockies. That was his last start out. And the couple before that was where he was really getting hit in the air a little more than usual. So he's facing the Rockies second time in, I believe, less than a week. Yeah, his start was on Saturday. And the big thing for him is against a Rockies team who has increasingly been, moving their way down the strikeout ranks, or I guess up if you want to talk about the highest strikeout ranks. He only had 4, and he was still giving up a decent bit of hard contact. So, I think, again, after seeing them for a second time in a week, he's going to struggle a little bit, especially when you go to Coors. And that offense, randomly, you got a spark. It's like one of those, especially when these bad teams are hitting well, it's just something you got to pay attention to and not necessarily fade. So I do think their bats are going to be a little live here. Obviously, some question marks with Chase Anderson coming back into the fold, but I do think their bats certainly keep them in this one. I think they have a pretty big shot to win outright. So I am expecting Chase Anderson to pitch decently well. The bullpen's obviously pretty scary, but Logan Webb, think he's going to struggle today, especially keeping the ball on the ground and keeping the ball off of bats and hard contact.
Okay.
So it's I know he had a pretty big game yesterday, or decent game yesterday, but if we're talking about the Rockies putting the ball in play in cores and hitting it hard, it's always Nolan Jones. So always Nolan Jones. He's like Matt Wellner Jr. at this point.
Oh,
like
you said it.
Said his name. So I wouldn't mind seeing some of the lefties take care of Logan Webb today.
Damn, no Matt Wallner on the board though, huh?
No, I guess not.
Weak. And I will say a couple comments in chat here. One last question. You guys lean Toronto or lean Rangers? We lean Rangers ML, but team total over is probably a better play. Why did Rom look like Prime DeGrom yesterday? He didn't in the first. That's all that matters, LC. Didn't in the first. LC, apparently word on the street is you dropped your prize pick squares for today. Can you let us know what they are? Or Goods, can we get that pulled up? The people need to see what LC's on today before it gets bumped. Plain and simple. So Goods, if you want to pull that up, we can get that tweet going. And also, rumor has it, oh, here's the two-piece. Just something to feel for the early sweats. Yuri Perez, a young goat, more than 2.5 strikeouts. And Tanner Houck, more than 5.5 strikeouts tonight. Javon, I can get behind that.
Yeah, I like Yuri. That's for sure.
Okay. You like Yuri, not a big Houck guy today?
No, I've seen that square. I'm trusting Lauren, but I've seen the square 700 times, so I can't get involved that one. But I'm rooting for it on the sidelines. But Yuri Perez, I'm certainly in.
W's, and I like Houck against Aaron Judge and the Yankees tonight, or I guess this afternoon. It's going to be strikeout central, in my opinion, against that mid-ass lineup who's already packed up shop and they're getting ready for next season. So I'm in. Two-piece, hold the fry, Chad. If you want to tail Lauren, she's on fire. Yuri Perez and Tanner Houck, strikeouts. Okay? W's. Make sure you get Yuri Perez live. All right, folks? Let's keep moving and grooving. Goods, if you can get up the first touchdown score from Trent video at some point, that'd be a W. But we can keep moving and grooving. We can start talking some college football here, folks. We got 2 games tonight. We got Navy, Memphis, and we got Bethune Cookman. Ever heard of them? Might not have. Playing against Miami. Let's start with the first game, Javon. Navy versus Memphis. What are your thoughts?
I like this under. We're kind of used to seeing an up-tempo Memphis kind of attack, and it's really hard to read this game because we've had Memphis play 2 teams that really they had no business being on the field with. And then Navy, they had 2 games where they got blown out by Notre Dame. Then when they played Wagner, that's a stark difference. So it's really difficult to read these teams. So I'm doing my best here, but Memphis in those games, like they're not running any faster than Navy. They rank kind of similarly as far as tempo goes. So these are 2 teams that are relatively slow. We're not seeing the same up-tempo Memphis offensive attack like we've seen in years past. So I think it's going to be a lot of running the football. Even with Navy, they're starting to pick up their passing attempts a little bit. They did at least against Wagner, which they kind of gradually looked like they were getting there towards the end of the game against Notre Dame, kind of because they had to, but then they're mixing it more in as we kind of go along here. But I think there's going to be a lot of running the football here and a lot of short passing game, especially when we talk about Memphis. Navy has been pretty good, at least in the passing game, really on the season, kind of keeping everything in front of them. So Memphis is going to take what they can get. I do think, too, with this line kind of ticking back towards Navy, crossing the 2 touchdown line, that's pretty interesting. I think the only way they stay in this game, which I kind of lean as well, is with a little defensive slugfest. And I'm kind of willing to buy into their defense in this matchup a little bit. So I think it's going to be a tough sledding for both of these teams offensively at the least. Maybe we see like a 28-14 type game. Memphis maybe barely covers, and then we see a little sneak under. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay. I can get behind an under, and I'll tell you what, I really don't think Navy has a chance in this game, but let me give you my angle. I'm going to be teasing Memphis, at least as of right now, with my Thursday Night Football play, which we'll get to in a little bit. I don't want to spoil it. You guys probably already saw it on the best bets, though. But Memphis, I mean, they've been off to a crazy start this season so far, Javon. But like you said, they're playing freaking DoorDash drivers and Uber Eats workers, plain and simple. It is what it is. Memphis, they beat Navy the last 2 years by a combined score of 72-30. These guys play every year. It hasn't really been close recently, I will say. And as a Navy guy, I watch those games. It has not been close at all. Okay. Navy's got the 109th ranked rushing defense in all of FBS. That is brutal. There's only like 150 teams in that. And then you got Memphis, who averages 150 yards on the ground so far this season. They got two dogs, Blake Watson and Sutton Smith, who've been running the crap out of the ball, and their QB's decent as well. And Navy, right? We know they run the living crap out of the football. That's all they do. I know Memphis hasn't played anybody good, but they have been run stuffing the living heck out of their opponents so far. 14th in college football in opponent rush yards. They've only allowed 64 yards per game on the ground. So I think it's going to be tough sledding for the Navy offense. I would be not shocked at all if they get held under 10 points in this game. So if you want to take the under, sure. I do think Memphis is going to end up covering this game, but I'm going to tease them back a little bit, take a -7, and I'm going to tease them with a play in the Thursday Night Football game. We'll get to it in a little bit. All right?
Fair enough.
You think Memphis wins by 8? You think they win by 10?
Yeah, I think it's going to end up somewhere around – it'll be between 10 to 14, which I'm kind of leaning more in the 10 range with Navy covering. Ooh. But I do think it'll be pretty close there on a tease piece. And I think Navy sticks in this game, and that little – Navy defense, which has gotten shredded by the run against Notre Dame, at least, they're going to be better than I think a lot of people realize. I think it's going to be more like Blake Watson's going to be big in like the pass game, which he has been early on this season, but they're going to need that, I think, in this game. So that's kind of where I'd more lean him being productive. And I do think like Memphis has averaged 47 points in the season pretty much. So the total's at 47 this game. I think that tells you enough about how Navy's defense is going to perform.
Yep. And you know they're not going to give up. Baiting the military schools is never a great idea. I'll be honest. That's probably why I'm teasing it. I'm scared to lay the points with Memphis because whether they're down by 30 or they're down by 1 at the end of the game, you're getting that same crazy effort from the mids tonight. And that might be enough to keep them within the number. It could be. I've seen it before with my own eyes. All right. So you lean the under, gun to your head. That's what you're taking in this game. I'm going to be teasing Memphis back and pairing it with a Thursday Night Football NFL play.
There you go.
Any prize pick squares in that one?
No, none in that one.
Okay. Let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. Rumor has it there's a Tigers bang. 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Let's freaking go, Javon. You don't have to celebrate. I know.
I'm not celebrating.
I know.
I was celebrating the possibility of getting a Reds live bet in. That's all I'll celebrate. Okay.
There we go. Slip.
I'm not there yet. I'll send you when I get in now.
Let's go, Kerry Bonds. That's what I'm talking about, Beast. All right, let's keep moving. Let's keep grooving. We've got a great college football nightcap game to get to here, Javon. Bethune Cookman in Miami. Everyone's talking about it. Guys, these teams play a decent amount. All right, they played last year. They played back in 2019. They play a good amount. It really has not been close. I mean, last year Miami won 70-13. The year before, last time they played 2019, they won 63-0. Okay, it's not close. Obviously, I mean, they're playing freaking Bethune-Cookman, but even when Miami was having some down years, they spanked them. Absolutely spanked them. And guys, tickets in this game are going for $1. $1. They're literally begging people to go to this game. And W troll here by this tweet, hilarious. Little Price is Right. Bob Barker shout out, RIP. But $1, Javon, on SeatGeek for these tickets? Are you kidding me? Amazing deal. Yeah. That is an amazing deal. You get to go to that stadium. I guess they don't really have fans. I don't know. But $1 to enter that game tonight. Hysterical.
Yeah.
I mean, would you pay any more of that to watch Bethune-Cookman? Would you pay any more?
No, I wouldn't pay anything to see them, to be honest with you. I'd be going for free, if anything.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about Bethune-Cookman. All right? You got a minute? You got a minute to hear about Bethune?
I do.
Sure.
I'm familiar.
Javon, they've got a pretty decent QB. Luke Sprague, who they brought in from JUCO. He was one of the best JUCO quarterbacks in the nation last year at LIU. This kid's kind of good, and he's putting up a great performance last week. We can scroll down to his stat line at the bottom here. He put up a legacy performance against Savannah State, and he better. I mean, he's going to be facing a much, much, much tougher defense today against Miami. Don't get me wrong, but guys, this kid can play. And typically when Bethune-Cookman's playing Miami, they haven't had a kid nearly as good under center as Luke Sprague. So I'm willing to buy the hype a little bit here with Bethune-Cookman. I'll be honest, I was shocked to see the spread open up in this game at freaking 45.5 when the last 2 years, I mean, last 2 times they played, Miami's blown the brakes off of that. And I will say, Miami's coming into this game fat, happy, and complacent. We talk about that mattering in football. They're coming in on their high horse. They're ranked again, right? all the hype around that program, I want to fade. Give me the points with Bethune Cookman. I thought the spread was short. I don't care that it went to 52.5. I'm taking the points. Give me BCU plus 52.5 in this spot, Javon, fading the complacent Miami Hurricanes at home.
You can have fun with that one. It's
They got a nice QB. They're going to be hanging around.
I mean, they played two quarterbacks. So, I mean, he was good last game, but he got benched when they played an actual team in Memphis. So, like,
yeah, well,
you know how many drives
after it hits?
You know how many drives it took for them to stop Memphis?
They didn't stop them, I don't think.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, hopefully it doesn't take that long for that.
Yeah, I'd hope not. Because, I mean, Miami, if they're giving up 208 on the ground in Memphis, Miami, I mean, Van Dyke is going to be in the game for a quarter. So, like, they're just going to run the ball all day and dominate them. So, like, it's a high number. So, even if they're playing their best game, of course, doesn't mean they cover 52 or whatever the line is now. But, yeah, if you want to go to the grave with that one, I'd let you have fun with there.
Okay. Give me BCU plus 52.5, folks. I believe in Luke Sprague. He might have gotten benched against Memphis. I don't give a hoot. He's going to look much better, and he looked much sharper in week 2, and he's competent enough to hang around and keep him within 50 points in this game. Is that concerning? They couldn't stop a parked car in week 1 against Memphis? Sure. But Memphis's offense is freaking electric. Not saying Miami's not better. They probably are. All right? But I'm saying let's fade Miami when they're now ranked and playing at home, welcoming a team who they've spent the last couple of times they've played them. Spot play. I don't give a hoot. I don't give a hoot. They didn't stop them 9 times. Make it 10.
Not over here.
All right, guys. Please share the slip, Crabs. I sure as heck will, Nikki Paul. I'll be waiting for your tweet with your slip on Miami as well. W's. All right. Javon, do we dare move into NFL Thursday Night Football talk?
I think we have to.
Sure. Real quick, guys, if you haven't downloaded it already, if you haven't used promo code BOOKIT on props.cash yet, I'm going to need you guys to check it out. All right, 25% off your first month on props.cash. They've got second half lines up. Guys, you can't find second half stats anywhere with these guys. And if you're freaking live betting or sending on prize picks, slips, second half during these NFL games, you're going to want to have props.cash to see how these guys have done in half plays recently, because you can't really find that shit anywhere else. Really cool new feature on props.cash. Use our promo code and you get 25% off for your first month. I'll tell you what, Trent has started hitting more slips. I've started hitting more slips. We used to stink at prize picks until we started partnering with props.cash and using their electric app, the best app out there to partner up with prize picks and hit more slips. And we know LC is deep in the lab on props.cash. She uses that thing every single day. She'll tell you she uses it all the freaking time. She'll send me screenshots of it. Okay. And she's the freaking sharpest one of them all right now, hitting slips left and right. So if you guys don't have the proof right in front of you and you can't, give it a shot for a month and use our discount code, I don't know what to tell you. And if you're betting prize picks, you should already be using props.cash no matter what. You need it. Plain and simple. Use our promo code BOOKIT. We'll give you the freaking link in chat. Props.cash. All right.
There you go.
Let's move, let's groove, and let's get some more Tigers runs here, folks. Gonna need them. Looks like it's 1-0. End of the first. They couldn't get any more. That's okay. We move. Javon, let's talk about this Thursday Night Football game, huh? Why not?
Yeah. First, you should probably open with Trent's video, see what he's on.
You want to see it?
Yeah, I do want to see it.
All right, let's play the volume if we can. W's.
Call your friends, let's get drunk.
Okay.
Call your friends, let's get drunk.
Yeah, the whispers were nice. You got like a little subtitle in your ear. Sure.
Yeah, the whispers.
I mean, look, I'm at the point now where I'm seeing so many people on the Vikings on Twitter that I think they are fake sharp. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
I'm at the point where I'm hearing people shitting on the Eagles. I'm hearing people starting to fade that Kirk Cousins stinks in prime time narrative. And I'm seeing a whole lot of Vikings plus 6.5 slips, folks. A ton. I think I'm officially scared off of the Vikings on the spread. I'll be honest with you. And it doesn't really have anything to do with Trent. I've seen it everywhere for the last 3 days. And it's been bad today. I don't think I've seen a single Eagle slip. And guys, I have been circling this game on the calendar before the season even started. I wanted to fade the Eagles in the spot, but I can't. I literally can't, Javon. That's where I'm at with this game. What about you?
Kind of in the same spot, but in the back of my mind, this feels like last Thursday night. It's like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because, I mean, it technically, like, it played out the exact same way, where you had a majority of people were on the Lions. There was an injury, obviously massive injury, what the Eagles also have on the defensive side of the ball. So I don't know. It feels awfully similar. I honestly would probably rather prefer the over at this point.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, people like too, but not nearly as much as the Vikings. But I think you're going to see a little improved performance from both sides of the ball offensively. So that would be my lead. I don't know. Where are you sticking with that?
Dude, I'm so with you. I want to square up for Kitch and take this over as well now. We see the total moving and grooving a little bit. I think it opened up at what? 48. Now it's at 49 most places. And yeah, the over's a little public, guys. The over's going to be public in every single freaking game. And we got Chase Breedlove coming in, giving a sub bang to Jenny. W's. And we got Drizzly coming in with a sub bang as well. W's, gentlemen. Thank you. But Javon, I'm so with you. I think we square up. I think the Eagles are not going to take their foot off the gas pedal in this game after they barely skirted by the Patriots on the road in week 1. Looks like they still got some shit to figure out offensively and get in midseason form. And they're going to be, trying to put up a 40-piece in this game and prove to the world that they're still dominant, still deserve to be in the Super Bowl last year. And then you got the Vikings, on the other hand, who absolutely blew it last week. I think that offense has something to prove. We know Addison being added into the fold, I think, makes this offense even better, especially in the red zone. I think he's going to be stealing all of Jay Jetta's touchdowns this season. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets one today. But the Vikings defense is moose. The Patriots defense is good, and they were barely able to keep that game close last week. I don't think the Vikings are going to have a freaking chance stopping the Eagles offense at this point, from what I'm hearing from all the NFL cappers on Twitter. It's Vikings plus 6.5. I'm going to have to fade that. I think the over is the best play. Both offenses extremely motivated to showcase their skills after a poor week 1.
Yeah, kind of agree. I think both offenses will have pretty easy roads, especially like with the Vikings. Everybody's taking Hawkinson. I've seen that since literally like Monday. They're locking him in early. Same thing as the Chiefs. This line's going to move, which I have absolutely no problem with that. I don't know who's going to cover the middle of the field for the Vikings, which is why I think there's going to be a heavy emphasis on Justin Jefferson, obviously with Darius Slay on one side. So Hawkinson, I'm not fading, but everybody's on that one. I like Jordan Addison to feast a lot. A lot of the guys that are going to be in the slot today for the Vikings, I think, are going to be very successful, and I think it's going to be similar on both sides of the ball. So I'm down to stick with the over. I do think there's going to be an increased level of success from the Vikings offense too, which honestly, like against the Bucs, they weren't terrible. There were key turnovers, a couple of fumbles, especially when they started driving and were around midfield after moving the ball pretty well against a decent defense. Justin Jefferson went off in the first half. Then the Bucs did probably what the Eagles are going to do and put an emphasis on shutting down Jefferson, bracketing him with the top corner and safety help, and he didn't do anything for the second half. I think the Eagles are going to do that all game. And then you see Addison, Hawkinson, and everybody else kind of feast. So I think it's going to be a lot of stuff over the middle, a lot of points.
I'm with it. I think Bezos paid a premium to get this game on prime tonight for Thursday Night Football. It's going to be an absolute offensive shootout, fireworks on that side of the ball tonight. Not a lot of defense. Eagles defense did not impress me at all last week. Mac Jones looked perfectly comfortable. He looked a little too comfortable last week, I'll be honest with you. I think the Eagles come out and put up a 30-piece in this game, and the Vikings will match them and put up a 25-piece. Give me the over. I'm with it.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Gun to my head, I probably still would take Minnesota. I really don't think I have, betting the Eagles in this one in me. how I'm going to be playing it is doing that teaser with the Memphis -7 and teasing this over to 43. I don't see a world we get less than 43 points in this game. I don't.
Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, we saw overs across the league, of course, at a pretty high clip the entire last weekend, especially in prime time. I believe, 3-0? The little primetime unders. Yeah, I think we see throughout the course of this week and this week's 2 slate of games. I mean, if you were watching or anybody was watching these games, it looked like a glorified last week of the preseason last week. So teams are going to get better. They're going to get more comfortable, and especially on a short week where I think there's glaring avenues to attack for both of these offenses. Like, I think you're going to get points pretty early.
Okay, I'm with you. Do we dare take a peep at the prize picks board for this game and see if anything's sticking out? I mean, I already got a square.
Yeah, I know you do. I got a couple too, for sure.
Sure. Let's go over and take a peek. I'm in. And I think Josiah just gave up another solo shot. Yes, he did. 2-0 Pirates.
Sure.
Okay. Jack, keep me updated with the Tigers, please. Need it. All right. Javon, go ahead and give me Jay Jetta's less than half a touchdown here. I mentioned it earlier. I think it's going to be Addison stealing a lot of his touchdowns. We know he's going to be getting all the attention in this game. And I'm going to go ahead and fade because that square is weird to be up. And after everybody backed him in week 1 to score a touchdown and he didn't, everyone's going to be going back to the well and backing him in this game with a high total, and everyone's taking the over and liking points and liking the Vikings. That's going to be the most bet square or the most taken square on prize picks tonight. And I'm going to be fading the public and taking Jay Jetta's less than half a touchdown tonight. Shit's free. It's already green.
Already green. Honestly, I like his under yards better than I like the under touchdown, which I don't think I usually ever say or would ever say much throughout the season. It is. But like I said, I think it's going to be a Florio leadoff single. I bet.
Can't make it up, bro. Can't make it up, bro.
You love to see it. But yeah, I think he gets bracketed a lot of this game. And like I said, like they used Jordan Addison last week against a defense in the Bucs that really, like, you're not going to find much success over the middle of the field for a majority of the season against the Bucs defense. That's how they used Addison, and he worked just fine, especially on these little deep post routes, which is exactly what you need today, especially with James Bradbury out. So you're going to have, I don't know, Keely Ringo is going to be on him for a little bit, maybe Maddox, maybe Joby. They bring a safety down, like he's going to have to help as well. So, like, I don't think any of those guys are covering Jordan Addison. And I think it's going to be an emphasis on getting him the ball, getting Hawkinson the ball across the middle of the field. And do I think Slate's going to shut down Jefferson all game? No, but I think he does enough.
Okay. Ellie error, by the way.
I bet.
They called it a double, though? They really called that a double? Javi Baez? That should have been an error. Okay. And Jay Jettas was a taco, too. I bet he was.
He was. And there's a boost out. I saw that for him or A.J. Brown to lead the game in receiving yards.
There'll be 100 boosts today with Jay Jettas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure they will.
Let's get some more runs. Could that be a Tigers bang? Nope, that's an out. 2 outs, man on second for the Tigers, bottom 2. Let's keep moving and grooving here, Javon. What other squares do you like, my man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking that Jordan Addison square, not just fading Justin Jefferson. While we have it up to, or when we go back to it, like I like the 42.5 receiving yards. That's been on its way up, kind of inch by inch, yard by yard over the past day or so. So I'm taking that. I think he's going to be a focus in this offense. I think you're going to see a similar performance to what you did against the Bucs, just with a little more volume. I think usage is going to be pretty similar. So I'm going with him. Go back to Justin Jefferson though, because that was interesting. So I know they've had these up in a couple of primetime games. You say it's a rushing and receiving line. Is that what I just saw when you brought it up the first time?
Is it on there?
Interesting. I don't know if it was just a glitch when he brought it up, but definitely said rushing and receiving. Yeah, there it is. 94.5.
Ooh, there it is.
Why does he have a rushing and receiving? It's only a yard more. Like, you can't take it by itself on prize picks. Obviously, just like a rushing yard, but that's weird. Maybe he takes like a jet sweep or something. If there's like I don't know. I'll have to search for, I don't know, maybe like rushing attempts, if that's a possible thing, or even if he has a sole line for that, like on the books or somewhere. That's weird. So I can tell
So
you he's
thinking,
getting a carry.
Okay, so you're not going to be fading this. You'll just be fading his receiving yards. This square tells you think he will be getting some sort of rush.
He's gonna, yeah. I can tell you he's going to be getting a carry in this game. Looking at that square, but like I don't know how to back that or take it because like I don't obviously like his receiving yards, but there's a way to attack that on the books. I'm going to try and find it.
Okay, let me know. Keep me posted. Chad Javon is so freaking locked in on this Thursday. Let's go. W's.
Hope so.
We got Griffin coming in with a sub bang. W. Griffin. We got Baumgartner Jackson coming in with a sub bang. 15 months. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Vibes are up. We're smacking a squad ride today. We got football games on. We got Bethune Cookman playing tonight, guys. What more could you ask for? What more could you ask for? Plain and simple. Come on. We got games galore.
Crazy.
Oak is not locked. Oh, no, Lauren.
Sure.
Oh, no. Here come the Moose Shit Reds. Trent, I'm going to need you to go ahead and not say that anymore because I have the Tigers in my mouth. So I'm going to need you to
Trent, I need you to tweet out the score again.
No, dude, please.
Please do it. Do it.
Make JJ less than squad ride, I bet.
It's so gross.
Bethune to lose by 50 tonight. Well, that's a cover. Sounds good to me, Cool Canes, dude. That works. Sure. Cousins pass attempts. I wouldn't hate taking anybody's pass attempts.
Yeah, I don't mind Kirk Cousins pass attempts at all.
Yeah. Okay. And the vibes I'm getting with this game, now that I think the Eagles are going to win by 100, Kirk's probably going to be throwing the living heck out of the ball, especially in the fourth quarter. All right.
Okay.
Crabs T spread for Memphis. Yeah, as of right now, Eddie, I really am liking this Memphis -7 and over 43 in the NFL Thursday Night Football game. Little two-piece teaser. I hate teasing college, but I'm trying to find a way to get a bet in on that game and back Memphis, and I think that's the best way. And I'm kind of scared off on the Vikings, so I want to go with that over, and I figured why not just make it a two-piece tease guy.
Fair enough. Do we have any Eagle squares you like?
We can take a score too. As we get Wags locks coming in, giving out 2 sub bangs for the people. Let's go, Wags. Let's freaking go, Wags. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, do we dare address Dallas Goedert, who I believe dropped a goose egg? Do you think about targeting him today or backing him in some capacity? He did zilch in week 1. And I'd be willing to maybe take a stab at backing him some way.
Yeah, that is definitely something I do not have a problem with. If I had to pick it's tough sledding for me trying to find an Eagle square that I want to pinpoint, but that is probably the guy that I would target personally.
How would you take him?
I would just take his yards. I think, again, on both sides, like I think it's going to be a lot of chunk over the middle of the field, just in different ways. Like I think you're going to see more deep routes, like kind of deep posts from Jordan Addison, and Goddard's going to be more semi-short game, but he's going to be utilized a lot more, obviously, than last week. So that's probably
yards open 39.5, and he got bumped up to 46.5 after getting 0 catches for 0 yards last week. I bet.
Really?
I bet. Wow. Lembong, we do it all for you, bro. I know you're dialed. W's. Javon. That could be a sneak whale.
Could be.
People are talking.
Could be.
What about fading Swift in some capacity today? Can we fade him? Come on. Can we? Can we fade him?
If Kenneth Gainwell wasn't out, I would be down. But that's a pretty massive hit. So like it's probably going to be him and a good bit of Rashad Penny, who's pretty awful at his job too.
Yeah. Well, Lauren took Penny. She backed his rushing yards, I believe, which I really do not hate one bit. Because everyone's on Swift, acting like he's going to have 500 yards and have an Adrian Peterson type game. I don't really see it.
What about the guy? Go back to the touchdown square, Scoots. What about the guy that's in a little touchdown combo there with DeAndre Swift?
Boston Scott?
What about a little Boston Scott legacies?
Here's the deal, okay? Guys, every NFL coach is different, right? Some coaches like having a really good workhorse running back, and those are more rare these days. But some guys like having, one workhorse guy, one RB to be their dude, a stud. Some of these coaches these days like doing running back by committees. That's becoming more popular. We see it a lot, right? Bill Belichick, he's been doing that for years. Well, Nick Sirianni is the same way, folks. He's a running back by committee coach. He likes to preserve his running backs throughout the entire season, use them all equally. That way, when they get into the playoffs, number one, they're all healthy and fresh. And number two, they can ride the hot hand and figure it out then. But it is the best way to get your running backs healthy and through the entire regular season. And that's what Sirianni believes in. That's what he does. If you don't agree with me, you don't know ball. So I would not mind targeting either Boston Scott or fading DeAndre Swift or taking Rashad Penny in some capacity today, Javon.
Yeah, I mean, for Boston Scott, I think it's weird that he's up in a combo square after he touched the ball 2 times last week. He had a catch and a singular rush attempt. So, I mean, him being in a little combo here when everybody's trying to take either Swift or Penny because they're going to see increased usage in comparison to last week. Boston Scott's just so going to vulture a touchdown and get everybody.
I agree. I will say, number one, I hate that it's paired with Swift. I really do. I wish it was paired with anybody else, but I'm with you. And yeah, he only got 2 carries last week. I mean, they got Gainwell out now, so
1 carry.
1 carry?
Carry, 1 catch, I'm pretty sure.
But now they got Gainwell out, so you know he's going to play more.
Yeah.
There he is. New Stu, who this?
Yeah, it's a work
What's
in
up,
progress.
Trent?
We're working on it.
Sure. Brick by brick. All Vikinged out. Is that Kirk Cousins down there? Is that Hawkinson?
It's a Jefferson auto from AliExpress for sure.
No, I'm just talking about you.
Oh. This shit is Hundo P AliExpress.
That's all right. It plays. It looks good. Trent, man, you and the entire world on the Vikings, I think you guys have scared me off. I don't know if I want to touch them anymore.
Is the entire world on them?
Yes. At least all of Twitter is. Maybe the splits don't show it, but I've seen a lot of Vikings love this week. A little bit too much.
Yeah, Will Benson's good at baseball, right?
Dude, we don't need those chirps. We need Tigers.
We do. I need those chirps. Watch. Will Benson, if you can live bet him to get a hit next at bat, that is air. Air, how do you said that?
Dude. Ellie stolen base. Man on second, 1 out. Gosh darn it. Ellie's on second.
Here comes a Reds run.
Yep,
I bet you they don't score, bro. I literally put my nut on tape.
Benson's still up?
Trent, dude.
No way you said that while he's still at bat.
Trent, dude, no. We can't be having you come up here if you're saying stuff like that. No.
Dude,
I got it.
0-2 spawnage, bro. Just move on.
Dude. I need him to strike out. I'm on the freaking Tigers ML, and they got Ellie in a pickle. He's out.
Ellie, man. What are
Let's
we doing?
go.
What are
Ellie
we
got
doing?
picked off. There we go, Trent. Ellie's getting picked off. Let's freaking go, boys. That's what I'm talking about.
Not even giving Will Benson a chance to be great.
I mean, what is Ellie doing? Oh, he was getting an early jump.
Yeah, he was trying to go, it looks like, from the
That
little
was a
3D thing.
crummy
Here.
ass. That was crummy base running. That was poor. Too many mistakes. Send him down.
Yeah, send him down. Fat enough.
Okay. Yeah, that pickoff was wild in 3D. I'm with you. All right. Javon, any other squares? I know you like that Boston Scott and DeAndre Swift combo. Any other squares you were looking at that you wanted to go over?
No crazy ones. I do want to keep my eye, see maybe if they put up Boston Scott, because I know he doesn't have lines in the books for like a small little rushing. They do that all the time. They put up, guys right before game time. So I'm keeping my eye out for that, but it's Jordan Addison for me today. 100%.
Okay. W's. We got Don't Fade 86 coming in with a sub bang. That's Hart, 16 months. We got Luke's Locks coming in with a sub bang. Show some love to the boys. Yes, sir, Luke's Locks, 11 months. W's beast. Chat, let's go ahead and get the squad ride moving and grooving. Okay, we need to hit a winner. Let's take our time with this one. I don't want to rush it. All right, we got plenty of plays, plenty of options, Javon. Our guy Big Whale Balls wants to do squad ride Marlins Nerfy. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm good.
And Benson Cat. Okay.
Let's wait. Next time he gets up, Trent's chirped. That's it.
Did he awake the bear?
Yeah, he woke.
You poked him? Oh, no.
I'm going to time up my live bet probably with the Benson AB next time around.
Great. Because that'll play out and that'll work. Okay. Crabs tease spread for Memphis. Eddie Jr., yes, I teased the over in Thursday Night Football with Memphis -7. Okay. W's. Javon, favorite plays on today's slate? I'm assuming we can put this over in there for Thursday Night Football?
Yep. Yep.
Goods. Over 49.5. I'm seeing it keeps moving up.
Ooh. Ooh.
Get your bets in while you can, folks. That total's still moving. Javon, what else, bro? You want to take that under in Memphis Navy?
Yep.
Under 60.5. Okay. Or 47.5 on the Beza. Sure. What about Bethune Cookmans? Let them cook.
If you're putting meat on table for it.
Let
Go
Bethune
ahead.
Cookman cook, Javon.
Yeah.
You want to come back to it and put some baseball plays in there we like first?
I mean, it's all you. You can put it in if you like it and let the people vote on it. It's a democracy here.
Give me your favorite 2 MLB plays real quick. What do you like?
The Rockies plus 1.5 and probably the Twins over 9. It's not
You
my
like the
favorite.
over in San Fran, Colorado?
I don't.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's tough to love the under after everybody got burned for an entire series against the Cubs, but I think Chase Anderson pitches kind of well.
Okay. Shit. Let's go Minnesota, Chicago over. I'm good with that. Over 9. Let's do.
Could put Addison in the squad ride vote. He's
Say that again?
Player prop. So throw a player prop in there since the slate is moose. I'd be down to throw both of our favorite squares from the game.
Is yours Addison?
Yeah.
You'll do anything to keep Bethune Cookman out of the poll, won't you?
They can go in the poll. I have no issues with it. Let the people vote.
All right. You want to put Jordan Addison in there?
I'm down.
What's he at right now?
42.5? Yeah, 42.5 on PP.
Okay. I don't think I want to put Jay Jetta's less than a touchdown in there. I think I'm going to put Bethune Cookman's in there. Give me the Wildcats.
Right. There you
Hell
go.
Wildcats. Give me Bethune Cookman. I believe. Let him cook. Let Luke Sprague cook for Bethune Cookman. They're going to cover that spread. Give me BCU. Not Boston College. Nope. BCU. Bethune Cookman. Ever heard of him? Probably not. Plus 52.5? 53.
It's on the move.
Sure. Plus 53, chat. 5 plays, 5 winners for the squad ride today, chat. We need you absolutely dialed in, all right? We haven't hit a squad ride yet this week. We need you clicking the right buttons, all right? Hurry up, go, 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 go. And yeah, false or a little sprint and bank on the M now. You're not going to find a line, though.
They even offer those?
No, they don't.
There's no shot.
The only lines they have is the total and the spread. That's it. All right? Chat, get your votes in. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. We got 600 people in here. I want to see squad ride votes. I want to see 100 votes for the winner. So get your plays in. Is Bethune Cookman winning?
Dude, doing it just to troll. That's what I knew would happen if we put it in the vote.
Bro, it's not a troll. I like this play. Chat.
Well, I'm saying they're voting for it to troll.
Okay. Chat, you better be voting for stuff you're actually betting your hard-earned coins on. Plays you want the squad ride to win, not plays you like because their name's Bethune Cookman and you never heard of them before and you want them to cook. Guys, I want them to cook too. All right? But you can't force. You got to let Bethune Cookman come to you. You can't just pick them to win the vote because they're a cool name and they're plus 53. All right? If you like to play the best and you like the sell job, sure, go ahead. I don't blame you. I thought it was a pretty decent sell job. Then take them. But I'll tell you what, chat, don't just vote for it because of a joke. We need the squad ride to smack today. Get your votes in. Hurry up. We got 4 more minutes. Go, 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 go. Hurry up. Get your votes in. I'm putting money on it. No clue why, but hell yeah. Okay, maybe this is the mindset they're on today. Maybe they're up for a Bethune Cookman plus 53, Javon. Maybe the people want it. Maybe they're starving for a Bethune Cookman. I don't know. They could be.
Man.
Cannot lose 4 in a row. We will not lose 4 in a row, big bubs. We can't. We can't. Get your votes in, chat. You got 3 more minutes. It's 53.5 on DK now. I freaking bet it is. I freaking bet it is. Chat, get your votes in. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Javon, this might be a nightmare. that you had
Looks
last
like
night coming to
looks
fruition.
like yeah.
It looks like literally a nightmare Javon had. It's going to be close. What are we at right now, folks? 61 and 69, 71. Get your votes in. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. All right, chat. No excuses. There should be at least 100 votes for the winner. There's 600 people in here. All right, get them in. Hurry up. There's We Want Bethune chants through the streets right now. Javon, I hear them outside my door. The mob is walking
I
by.
bet.
We want
I
Bethune.
bet.
We want Bethune. We want Bethune. Unbelievable. Is this the best day to be betting on Bethune-Cookman when we've lost 3 squad rides in a row? Probably not. But you know what, Javon? I will be having real-life coins on them at the end of the day. Do I like the over in the Thursday Night Football game better? Yeah, you know what? I do. And I'm assuming you do as well. But that doesn't mean we can't let him call.
Yeah. Fair.
Doesn't mean it.
Making a little comeback here, though.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight, folks. Sit this one out. Kobe, you better get your vote in, dude. What? Sit this one out. Save your coins. Kobe, bro, the squad ride is 40 games over 500. If you're not tailing this, what do you do? What do you do? We've sent less than 200 plays, and we're 40 games over 500. Get your votes in. It's going to be tight. All right, hurry up. You got 2 minutes, Javon. This is exactly what you wanted. Rumor has it Javon's firing up some fake Twitch accounts right now, and he's logging into them.
Honestly, I was really hoping Addison would make a serious push. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah.
But it's too far behind. But I don't know. This is a tight race, man.
It's going to be tight. Chat, make sure you guys stick around for the Surge stream starting up right after BTL. All right, Trent's going to take you through the slate. He's going to go over his first touchdown scorer, who he likes in Thursday Night Football. There's college plays. We got MLB, the whole 9 yards. It might not be the best MLB slate, but we got plenty of plays, plenty of looks, and we got football as well. And it looks like Bethune might be cooked. They might be cooked here, folks.
It might be.
Come on, chat. One more push for Bethune-Cookman. Get the chant going. Get the chant going in chat. It's the only way. Come on. Parlay. Jago, we're not parlaying it. We're definitely not doing that. No chance. All right? Last call for your votes. Get them in. Make sure you guys stick around for the surgical stream right after this on YouTube or Twitch. Book It Sports. Check it out. All right? Javon, it's, oh my God. It could be Bethune. And it's Bethune-Cookman at the last second. It's BCU with 105 votes. We're rolling with Bethune-Cookman. We're fading Miami tonight, plus 53.5. Book that shit. It's going to be all Luke Sprague against the Miami Hurricanes tonight, folks. The fat, happy, and complacent Hurricanes are going to get spanked, outworked, out-physicaled, outplayed at the QB position by Luke Sprague, Tyler Van Dyke, Tyler Van Hook. Bethune-Cookman is coming, folks, whether you want it or not. Let's lock in. Let's smack another squad ride, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Same time, Javon. Same place. We'll be